Hey everyone, welcome to Know Like Trust for Real Estate, where I help you craft branding and marketing strategies that align with your unique strengths. I'm Christine George, and agents who work with me grow their business by 40%, aligning their marketing with who they are, not what they sell. Today is all about getting fiscally fit. And today I'm joined by Amy Chorew, the CEO of Curated Learning. Amy is an educational, strategic planning, and business consultant. She's also a national speaker. And today we're getting deep into a subject that's not sexy, fiscal fitness. And she is going to tell us all about the importance of getting fiscally fit as a 1099, as a real estate agent, a solopreneur. And she has got a system and a plan for how to do it in the most simple and consumable way. Take a listen. Amy, I'm so super excited to talk to you about Fiscal Fitness today. It is your newest program. I think it's like so critically important for our industry. You did this with Maeda, your sister.
Yes.
And I want to know, like, what prompted it? Why Fiscal Fitness? Why the real estate industry? Why now?
Well, thanks for your question. It was actually built on my experience with my sister. So why did we create it? Two reasons. First, my own personal experience. About 7 years ago, my sister called me. She is an impressive CPA in California with a very amazing firm she recently sold. And she said to me, "Hey, can you and your husband retire?" And I said, "Yeah, we own a lot of real estate. We're good." And she did her big sister eye roll and said, "We need to get serious." So she put me through a process over 7 years where today I can say that I can retire. And most real estate professionals cannot say that. Since then, right. Why? Well, I'll explain because I kept on interviewing high-producing real estate professionals with impressive GCI, right, who had zero retirement plans. Now, there are some who get it, for sure. But most of the people I was meeting were brilliant at creating income, but hadn't created a simple system to keep it, lower their taxes, and invest on purpose. So after watching too many agents hit panic button on April 15th, saying, "I'll deal with it next year," with my experience, Maeda and I built a practical agent-specific framework. So the goal is turning their closings into steady wealth income with money buckets for tax planning, automatic retirement contributions, without turning anyone into a spreadsheet monk.
Mm-hmm. And what is it about real estate agents in particular that you think, and maybe it's not a real estate problem, maybe it's an entrepreneur problem. Like, what is it about us that we don't plan correctly? Like, we can go out there and make it rain, but then we're not great savers. Like, so why?
Very interesting. I met a woman and she has a little interview in my course. She wrote a book about left brain, right brain entrepreneurs. And most entrepreneurs are right brain creative. So to start thinking about spreadsheets and numbers flips them out. Their mind explodes. So this bias towards action is great for sales, but it sidelines planning, tax strategy, retirement. So in our course, we talk about a mindset shift from selling more to solve it to forcing people to run a simple system that pays the future me first. So it's a plan that we put in place that I went through, and we're seeing it work. So they don't have to become spreadsheet gurus. They have to have the right people on their team and understand some basic principles about finances to retire.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about, if I'm a participant, like, what does that system look like? How do you make it simple for me so that I'm not, spreadsheet overload? What do you mean when you say team? Like, talk to me a little bit about that.
Okay. So what we did in the course, we created an on-demand lesson, right? It has video, it has things you can read. We have a handout they can follow along with. They need to learn the principles. And I based it on instructional design where they can do 15 minutes of content at a time. They can do all 3.5 hours at a time, doesn't matter. And they will walk away with rings. So we first talk to them about mindset. then how to create the circle of professionals who will help them get there, specifically a financial planner, how to interview them, how to find the right one to make sure that that person is investing their money wisely. We talk to them about what kind of entity they should have. Should they be a solopreneur? Should they be an LLC? Should they go to a S Corp? We make it so they can understand it. And then we talk to them about the financial vehicles that 1099 employees, which we are, should be looking at. It's different than someone who gets a match with their 401k and gets a W-2. There's different vehicles that work for us that help us save on taxes and help us build wealth in a practical way. The other thing that we do in the class, we call it the roadmap or the teeter-totter. If someone is 1 year into business or is 30 years into the business, there's certain things they should be doing along the way to get them to a retirement place. Now, you don't have to retire, but it's such a nice feeling to know that there is passive income coming in from many different ways that you could slow down if you wanted to. Now, what we did is we created a unique business plan that once you fill it out, you can go and bring it to a financial planner and they will give back to you a blueprint to follow so you can start investing your money wisely. Most business plans in real estate don't do that. Can I tell you a little bit more about what we do? I've been talking a lot here.
Yeah, no, please. Because I'm also like, one of the things, yes, I want to know, before you do that though, how do we get people interested in this? Because if you hear the words finance or money, they automatically, their eyes start glazing over, right? And so, but I love what you're saying. Like you make it simple. It's about building the right team around you, about understanding how you should structure your business. And that's all like really foundational work, right? Because once that's done.
Yeah. Well, most financial programs out there don't give them this practical information. And we built it so they can go and take one little piece and digest it and move on. But what we've done...
I want to say one thing about that I think is brilliant. You and Maeda are a great team because she is the financial smarts and you are the educational smarts. So you understand how to take the importance of what she knows, her knowledge, and break it into pieces that, solopreneurs can digest.
Right.
Because that's your specialty. That's what you've been doing for years and years and years. You understand the psychology about how people learn. So that's one thing I think that's really important. If you're listening, Amy, this is her sweet spot. She knows how to teach people. She knows how to give you information that you'll be able to take in and remember. And so I think that's your superpower in this Fiscal Fitness program is that you're taking a subject that's not really sexy, right, and you're implementing it in a way that people can consume it.
When I got into real estate in 87, I moved to Connecticut and we built over 12 subdivisions, my husband and I, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes. I can drive through Connecticut and say, we built those condos, we built that street. But in 2000, I was bored and I went back to school to learn about adult learning theory and instructional design. And it really gave me a secret sauce on how I create my training materials. So it definitely is impacting here. So one thing that we learned, because we have had 100 people go out through the course already on pilots. So we learned a couple things. Every month, we do 3 live accountability sessions. So if someone wants to take the class, they can come in and get the homework, which is just telling them what to do in the on-demand, and then they can come and ask questions. What I have found is whether the people are 3 years in or 15 years in, we're embarrassed to ask questions because we're so good at what we do. So to have something we feel awkward with, money, people ask questions that they could not ask anywhere else. Like, why should I do an S Corp? What is the benefit of it? Or is a SEP IRA really good? Or should I doing a personal 401k? They get enough information out of our class so when they go to a financial planner, they feel empowered and they know how to ask the right questions. And I think That's the real thing. So we're doing this accountability. Plus, every month we do what we call deep dives. And these are the experts that we interviewed in our class. Because one thing I didn't mention, even after all of knowing like what a SEP IRA and all that is, we talk about passive income. We're in real estate. We all should own real estate one way or another. So we have people who built from a 5 single family to over 100 doors. He talks about how he does that. Passive real estate, Airbnbs. We talk about commercial real estate. We talk about all different things that you have to think about. And what's really great about this is that you then become a much more effective partner for your clients.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, some of my buyers, and these are not just first-time home buyers that have been or on their second or third home, when we sit down, when we start talking about stuff, I've been referring business to my financial planner network. And guess what they give me? Business. I just got from one of the financial planners I send business to, this woman's husband died. He has 50 doors in Connecticut, and he has 10 projects around the country she wants to sell. Guess who's getting to refer them? Me. So it doesn't only help your business, it makes you much more effective with your clients. But I digress.
Yeah, no, that's really important because I think clients really expect you to have that level of knowledge.
Yep.
Because it is a big investment, whether it's a first-time home buyer or an investment buyer or someone looking to broaden their real estate portfolio. They want you, the agent, to really understand what the financial benefit is for them and what the risks are.
You know, it's interesting too. This year is the first year, believe it or not, even though I've been working with my sister for a couple of years, and it does take 5 to 7 years to put a retirement plan in place. If you're thinking about retiring in the next 10 years, you have to get started. You absolutely have to. And some of our clients in the course are only in their 30s, but they have a plan in place. I get so inspired by these people. Believe it or not, only this past year did I really even understand QuickBooks. I went and I sat down with someone. So now I even understand what I'm giving my CPA and my financial planner. But I didn't even do that for the first 5-6 years learning about this. I couldn't even handle it. So It's a process. It is definitely a process. But if you know what questions to ask a financial planner and what kind of vehicles work for us, it's really important. And you know what? It's been a crazy couple years, and we always hear, I haven't been making the money like I've done before. I'm not in a place. You are. It doesn't matter if you made 50,000, 70,000, or if you made 500,000. Don't be embarrassed. You need to start putting a plan in place.
Yeah. You know, this kind of reminds me of when I was a kid coming out of college, and my dad, who was like very financially focused, said, you need to put money in that 401k. They're giving you this 401k. You need to, and I thought to myself, I remember saying, Dad, like I've got college loans, like I'm not making a lot of money. And he was like, believe me, over time, you will thank me. And he was right. He was absolutely right. Even if it's the smallest amount, to put into that SEP IRA or, to save to make an additional real estate investment will help you in the long run. So I don't know, is that one of the biggest aha moments?
Yeah. So some of the ahas I've seen from people taking the course and from my own experience, one of the big ones is you could make 70,000, you can make 6 figures for years and not think about retirement. But one thing that I learned was I set up something called a personal or solo 401k. And what you can do is you can put in there up to $23,500 a year. So $2,500 a month go into this account. We just do it, right? My husband and I. Now we do it a little bit more where we have, I'm not going to get too detailed, but we pay, we have like a payroll tax. It's like $40 a month, right? Mm-hmm. Because of that, at the end of the year, we can do what's called profit sharing, and we can put up to $63,000 into that account. Now, the numbers are changing this year, but let me tell you what that did for me. Even just putting in $2,500 a month Now that might be a lot for some people. Put in $500 a month. That personal solo 401k has reduced my taxable income in a way that blows me away. My taxes are half of what I used to pay. And that's one little thing I learned from my sister. And many people don't know about it. So those are the kind of things that we talk about.
That is awesome. All right. So let's get into like the logistics of the course. How long does it take to get through? What can somebody expect at the end of the course? Like the takeaways. Talk to me about that.
Okay.
And then I want to know like how, like if I want to sign up today, where do I go to do that?
Fantastic. And I'm going to offer something special that we're doing, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Add that too. We'd love to have people in. So it's an on-demand course that you sign up for, $149. In the course, you have all the lessons built out. We ask you to go through them, lesson by lesson. There's accountability. There is a handout that is a fillable PDF that you can follow along in. And then you have that, even if you never want to go back to the class, which you have forever, you have this handout that has all your information in, so you can refer to it. We have the monthly on demand. So if you decide to start the course, you might want to go into our 3 a month lessons. Join us and tell us what you learned, what questions you have. I would say the class itself takes about 3.5 hours to get through. But I would recommend coming into our training sessions. We also have the business plan that they walk away with, and they can learn how to fill that out and give it to a financial planner.
Great.
2 other things. We wrote our own GPT. It does not go onto the web, but if you have ChatGPT, you can open it up. And if you just want to talk to it directly, it can answer any question that you have that maybe didn't answer in the class. It's fantastic. We do interviews with really smart people in the class, so you can listen to those if you want. If you cut out all the interviews, the class is only about 2 hours long. The interviews, though, people are telling us they like to listen to them as podcasts while they're driving. So that's cool.
Yes.
Once a month after that, we have a whole list of people that we invite back and we talk about, like, for example, in November, we're doing a tax prep one, where we're going to talk about how to find out how much income you've made and what tax vehicles you should be looking at now for your 2025 taxes that you can put in place now to save taxes. We're going to do the business planning. We have a guy coming in about cost segregation, which is really cool if you own investment properties. So each month they can access those as well. So
and those are on demand or are those live?
Those are live, but we record them and put them into the class.
Oh, that's fabulous.
There is an extra cost for those, but it's very minimal because we wanted to keep the cost really cost effective.
Oh, that's an add-on. Monthly. Okay. So $149, which is like to get your financial house in order. I mean, that's incredibly affordable. That's an investment in your retirement right there, $149.
Yep.
And, I think that add-on has got to be something. I mean, I would definitely take that because you're going to have trending topics that can, apply to their business plan or their financial plan after they talk to their advisor. That's awesome.
And we'll give them, one other thing I didn't mention is at the end of the class, we have something called the Financial Navigator. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, a company that we promoted this with and taught a bunch of his agents, he goes, "You need an easy button, Amy." So what we did was and we're growing the list all the time. If you need a financial planner, we have some names for you. If you need a bookkeeping company, if you need an estate attorney, we're putting names and we're trying to cover every corner of the country. So that's another thing that's in there.
So a directory. That's awesome. So cool. Okay, as we start to wrap up, I guess, what is the most important piece of financial wisdom you would want to impart to the community?
You have to learn how to separate taxes and profit from the money you make. If you start doing that alone, you start creating profit for retirement and you make sure you have your money for your taxes, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You also need to hear about the vehicles, the financial vehicles that work for you. And even if you're putting $50, I don't care how much you put in it, they're going to help you grow your wealth, because that's what a financial planner does.
Yes.
Believe it or not, most financial planners who did good work did over 28% on money last year. So if you had 100,000, you'd have 128,000 right now.
Wow.
So finding a financial planner, which we talk about. And then I'm going to say, not having that mindset of, I had a slow month, I wasn't planning, I need more leads. There is a way to just, with our business plan, to make it predictable so you don't flip out and not about it. So those are the three things. I hope that's not too much.
Yeah, no, that's really, really important. I think it's, as an entrepreneur, that's one piece that's always like critically important is like, you want to get your business from this to this. Mm-hmm. And so that's a really a mindset. It's mindset and discipline, like doing the things day in and day out. And a big piece of that is planning for your financial future. Amy, if I wanted to sign up for Fiscal Fitness today, how do I do that?
We'll put the link so they can sign up. And I'm going to say if anyone signs up between now and November 19th, we will let them come to the tax planning session for free. We're only having 100 seats for that because we want to be able to answer the questions that come in.
Wow.
We're already getting people signing up. It's $24.99 on its own. So that would be a free benefit if you sign up. And then if you sign up now, you can start in November or December. We would love to have you through the accountability sessions.
Awesome. I'm so excited for people to grow their wealth. It's not a sexy topic. It's also something, like you said earlier, like people just get weird talking about money. There's shame around it, So I love that you're doing this. It's a great service for our industry and really any entrepreneur, any 1099. This is really amazing. So let's get the word out. And let's get some people to grow their wealth through Fiscal Fitness.
The beautiful thing is, like with what my sister did for me, I have passive income coming in. I have dividends every month I can take on my vehicles, a passive income from real estate that I purchase, my regular real estate income. And that alone, based on my budget, can help me. Social Security is great, but you need to rely on yourself. So
100%. Amy, how can people get in touch with you?
Best way is my email or my phone number, and we can put it in the list, but amy@amychorew.com. And then I can give you my cell phone if they'd like to reach out to me. Just say what you're texting me about or calling me about, because today with all the crazy phone calls we get.
I know. Yeah, you get a lot of spam. So amy@amychorew.com, and that's Amy Chorew is AMYCHOREW.com.
Yep.
Super excited. Amy, thanks for being with us today. I totally appreciate you, and thank you for providing such an invaluable service to our industry. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure to click the follow button on your podcast app to make sure you never miss another episode, and sign up for my weekly newsletter, The Sunbeam. Go to postandbeamcreative.com to sign up. And make sure to follow Amy, get in touch, and sign up for her Fiscal Fitness program. I'll make sure to have those links in the show notes. I'm Christine George, and you've been listening to Know Like Trust for Real Estate.